All right, so I had my neighbor come over and look at it. The solution we came up with was to heat up the pipe and then just try to use a pry bar to bend it back into place. That was unsuccessful because there's nothing to brace the pipe on, so it's just kind of loosely dangling, and there's nothing to counteract for it to bend against. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut it probably about right here, right in the middle here, give me enough room on each side. Cut it there, pull the pipe off, put it on the ground, and bend it that way. You know, that way I can either use, like, I can slip it over the jack handle, you know, slip the pipe over the jack handle and bend it. I mean, I could stand on it, use the, shoot, I could even use the lift to kind of counteract the weight and bend it back into place. Once I get it bent into place, or actually, if I cut it, actually, I don't even need to take it off. What I could do is I could cut it, hook the V-band up, and that'll hold it in place, and then bend it under the car. You know, then I have something to pry on, and then I'm gonna get one of those exhaust sleeves and just slip it over and clamp it. And that would just be temporary, just so I can get it to, there's an exhaust shop like right down the street. So at least if I can get the pipe back together, put that sleeve on there temporarily, then I'll take it to the exhaust shop and I can just drive it at that point. Drive to the exhaust shop and have them actually, you know, fully weld it. So that's the plan for that. So I'm gonna grab the saw here in a second and hack that off, fight with that, and then we'll see how it works. I got the valve covers and stuff painted, kind of where I'm at right now with it. So I'm getting ready to paint the engine block, but I'm actually just gonna do a separate video on that. Cause I don't know, I'm thinking red and just leave these aluminum colored and just paint the block itself red. And then it'll match this little accent here since everything else will be black. I don't know. So I think that's the plan, because I painted heads before and after a while they don't look good. It starts to peel and stuff like that. So if I do paint them, I'll just hit them with some aluminum paint in the fronts, you know, but I think I'm gonna paint the block either red, or I actually have some aluminum paint too, to give it that cast look. So not sure. I got the rear cover on. And I'm waiting on some valve covers and stuff like that. So just getting ready, gearing up to get this thing dropped in. But yeah, so I don't have the front cover yet. So I'm just gonna put the old front cover on it just to seal it up for now. I am gonna install the oil pan, the windows tray, all that good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and tape the heads off, and then we'll go ahead and get the block itself sprayed. We'll install the rear cover finally, and you know, kind of get it cleaned up. And start prepping the interior, the engine bay, for delivery of the engine. So I think I'll come in here with the pressure washer. I should be able to push the truck. I mean, there's nothing in it, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna push it up there. I have a thing there in the floor, so I'll push it up, pressure wash it under there, get it all nice and clean, and then hopefully tomorrow it'll be dry, and I'll come in tomorrow and I'll clean up. I need to fix a lot of that loom and stuff like that, but actually I might do that first. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and clean all that stuff up, fix the loom and get it ready. I actually have to physically get in here to do that, but not a big deal. And then we'll get the front end put back together. We'll get the front brace with the trans cooler mounted. We'll get the lines started. I won't be able to run them yet because I don't know exactly where the transmission is going to sit. But I had mentioned in the other video how the cooler lines are on the driver's side, so this is where they are here. So we'll do two 90-degree fittings and have them go up and over. I mean, if they fit here without, I may need to do a wider angle on it. We'll see. But yeah, got our valley cover gasket, oil pan gasket, all our oil pan bolts and all that stuff. So we'll get this thing put together here and get it ready, man, because I am ready to get my truck back on the road. I towed this car actually with my wife's truck yesterday with the Tahoe, and I'll post a picture. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. It wasn't a power issue. It pulled the truck the truck pulled the trailer and the weight just fine. It's the rear suspension. It's got like really old springs and stuff, so it was just squatted really bad, not much stability. It just wasn't good. Like this thing, towing with this thing, it's all-wheel drive, 6.2. You know, I mean, I go 90. You know, driving back from Texas, coming through El Paso, wherever the border patrol is, right around there, the speed limit on 10 is like 80 miles. I mean, 80 miles an hour is the speed limit. I mean, I was doing 90 through there with cruise control on, laid back, listening to music with a Hellcat on my trailer in this thing with no problems. So towing with this is definitely, you know, better, and that's what I bought it for. But I had to get this car back to the shop so I could get it back to my boy Martin. And Torian is, you know, he wasn't able to get it, so I was like, man, I got to get this thing. And I really didn't want to tow it with the truck, but I had to get it back, and yeah, it was an absolute nightmare. So I say that to say I want to hurry up and get this thing in here. Like I said, like I mentioned in the previous video, I'm waiting on a torque converter, and I got to get some solid mounts. I don't want to run those rubber mounts in this again, because I know that was an issue the truck had. I didn't know it until I pulled it out and saw that that was what was wrong with it. And then just from reading online and stuff, that's just a huge problem with these trucks, is that driver's side mount goes bad. And I've read people, they replace them with factory mounts, AC Delco factory, you know, aftermarket rubber mounts, all of them, a couple months they go bad. So the fix for that is poly mounts. And if you don't know what poly mounts look like, I'll kind of show you here. So this is an example of a poly mount. This is a BRP mount, and the material is polyurethane. So it's just a better material. It's a little bit sturdier than rubber. It's a lot firmer. I mean, it's what we use in like the in like these bushings and stuff. These are all poly bushings in the new control arms and stuff like that. So that's what I'm waiting on. And then trying to track down CTSV or ZL1 torque converter. They have been back ordered everywhere. Nobody's got them. So I've just been searching and searching. I don't want to put a stock 4L80 converter back in here. And I don't want to go with like a Circle D or anything big. Even though this engine is cammed, it has a very small cam. It has a BTR Stage 2 truck cam, which will work fine with a factory converter. So I want to keep it as close to factory as possible. But the CTSV and the ZL1 converters are multi-disc converters from factory. So they're just, you know, and the stall's about the same. So it's just a better converter all around. But if it boils down to it, I will have to contact, you know, there's a company in Vegas I'm thinking about using, TCR. They build torque converters. They want about $700 to build me one. So, you know, if by the time I get all this stuff together, you know, and I'm ready to actually put the engine in, I mean, I'm ready now, but by the time I have the money and everything to do it, you know, if I still don't have it, then I'm just going to order one from TCR instead of trying to go through, because I'm trying to get one from like the dealership, because I can get it for like $300-400. So that's been the real hold up. So, damn, everybody want to call me. All right, well, let me take this phone call, and I'm going to tape off this engine and make a decision on what color I want to paint it. All right, got it all primered down. So not sure the color. I think I'm just gonna go red, seeing as how this is red and the top cover, the valley cover, is gonna be red. So I think I'm just gonna dress it up in red accents. And so I think I'm gonna do this red. This is just an old Gen 3 timing cover I had sitting around. I just put it on there to cover that stuff up. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go red. So let's see how that's gonna look. All right, so yeah, let's see how that's gonna look. All right. Woo, look at that thing. So got it pretty much together. Got the valve covers on, we got coil packs on, we got the brackets painted. I had to repaint them because I realized the red didn't match. I used a different red when I painted these, so I repainted them, so now they're the same red. We got the block. I decided to go red, and I actually hit the oil pan with some aluminum spray as well, just to kind of clean that up, make it look pretty. We got the rear cover mounted, torqued. Flywheel is on and torqued. We got our knock sensors in. We got the cam sensor in. What else? What else did we do to this thing? These are just the motor mount bolts. I just put them there so I wouldn't lose them. I'm not sure if the new mounts are going to come with new bolts. So I'm just going to hang on to those until I get the new mounts and see if they come with them. If they come with new bolts, then we'll just use those, and we'll use the new bolts and toss those. So that's about it. I'm probably going to end up doing the, see, this is the red. This is the same red I painted in. So you notice it's a little brighter. Maybe not pick it up on camera, but it's a different red. So I'm probably going to end up repainting that, or I may just paint that black and put it on the top here. I'll put some tape, cover these ports up so nothing gets in there, and we'll wait on the front timing cover to come. We'll get a new, I got an ARP crank bolt for the harmonic balancer, but I can't put the harmonic balancer on until I get the front timing cover. So pretty much together, that's as much as I can do at this time, because I don't have the front timing cover, I don't have the motor mount, I don't have the rest of the stuff. But I got it this far. Like I said, we'll cover up these ports so nothing can get in there, and we'll set it back on the crate. What I'm going to work on now is getting the adapter on the transmission. We're going to get the little bash bar, whatever it's called here. We'll cut these old transmission cooler lines out, get those out of there, clean this up. I'm going to try to maybe pull the radiator out and blow some air through it, or try to clean it as best as I can. Still debating. If I can find one cheap, I may just replace it. Because I'm still gonna run the oil cooler. I'm still gonna run, but I'm gonna bypass the transmission cooler portion in the radiator. So I'm just gonna run the trans cooler by itself. So we'll get all that mounted. Can't really do the lines. I don't want to do the lines yet. I mean, I could if I really wanted to. I could set it all in there and measure, but I'm gonna have to do that anyway. So I'm probably gonna hop in here and get in here cleaned up next. I got this thing done. I had to, let me show you what I did. Let me show you what I had to do. All right, we got this thing up. So what we ended up doing, I ended up having to I cut the pipe here, took it off, and I bent it on the floor. And so now I put this just on here temporarily. I'm going to get it to the exhaust shop tomorrow, and I'll just have them pull this off and weld that piece. It sounds okay. I mean, there's still spots where it can, release the exhaust, and it just sounds, you can still hear it. So I gotta cut these zip ties off, but and I'll have them put some extra, maybe another mount somewhere, I don't know. But yeah, we got that all buttoned up temporarily, enough to get it out the shop. It does run and drive now. The spark plugs are completely fouled out, so I ended up finding it after. So that was one right there. I mean, that thing was done. And that's all in the tune. Like I said, the tune that I have flashed on that car is the tune from my car, and my injectors are scaled up super high, so I had to, it was just dumping fuel, running super rich. So I put the original tune from my car on it before I changed the injector, so it should be a little better now. It fired right up once I had changed the plugs, turned the key. I mean, it didn't even hesitate. Boom. So tomorrow there's a couple things I need to do. I need to get another dipstick, or oil dipstick. That one broke. I'm going to take it to an AC shop up the street here and see how much it will cost to get some custom lines ran. Even though I have the AC up front and I can use the stock lines, this car is really clean, and I know the customer prefer me using that option. So we're going to try that tomorrow and get some other things finished up. But as far as the Denali engine, that's about as much as I can do tonight. There isn't really much, but at least this is done. Rear cover, rear main, all that stuff is done. Oil pan's on and torqued. The only thing I'll have to do is when I put the front cover on it, I'll have to stick some silicone right here, stick the timing cover on it, and we'll be good. I will have to loosen it so that I can square the timing cover up and the harmonic balancer, and it'll be good to go. So we're chugging along, getting some stuff done. And then if you notice, the transmission, the engine paint, the color scheme, and the engine matches the transmission. Look at that. Look. So it's gonna be really pretty, and you can't see it, it's a daily, but it's like, why just drop it back in there all nice? The truck is really nice, so why not make it nice?